Speaking of Bron, is Jeannie Buss trying to find a new Pat Riley?
They try to save money.
Yeah.
They're trying to hype up the UConn coach because, you know, all we heard and all we've been talking about was JJ, right? And so, you know, they got the podcast with LeBron, and he's the shoo-in, and then he's kind of putting himself out there like, hey, other people might want me by going and showing up at a Cleveland game and all that. So the Lakers are smart. That's a business savvy organization. And they know that if you know, they always want to get the best, but they're always considerate and conscious of the money that they spend. And it's obvious that they leaked out, hey, we're looking at the UConn coach and all this stuff. One, so that it's not such a one-sided conversation with JJ where it's like no one else out here is like better than me for this job. This guy's obviously got the background and the pedigree, you know, from a coaching standpoint where he can stand his own against JJ and even conceivably get the Lakers opportunity. And if we know anything, we know that if LeBron had to choose, he'd probably choose JJ because that's his guy. I don't know what you guys think about that, but
I'll go last.
The Lakers also want to make sure that they get the most bang for their buck. So if you bring in a second person, you can now kind of talk the price down a little bit rather than the price being out of control for somebody like JJ.
You think it's going to be out of control for a first-time coach? What does he
exactly like? How much money are you really? Because he can ask for any number he freaking wants.
Correct.
Who?
JJ.
JJ. Yeah, like he could, you know, within respects, like nothing out of control, but because he doesn't have that experience, you haven't seen but so much, but you know, like this is LeBron's guy, and he's obviously got a history of knowledge of the NBA. He's played the game at the highest level, collegiately and professionally. He can sit there and ask for any freaking number he decides, but this kind of brings like, you know, some control over the situation. Like, you know, that's how I see it. I think it's like smoke and mirrors bringing up the UConn coach.
Got you.
It's a good play by the Lakers.
What do you guys think?
I would have rather. So my initial thinking, I would have rather like a veteran coach, because my thinking is with hiring this coach, if they go down that route, I'm thinking it in terms of like when they hired Luke Walton. If you had a young squad, if you're trying to build a team, I think you build it with that type of coach. I don't necessarily think he's the best coach for a LeBron and AD.
You talking about JJ or Luke?
Hurley.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hurley.
Okay.
Bringing in a college coach with no NBA experience to be the coach of the LA Lakers, that's a lot. That's asking a whole lot. And then to coach LeBron James of all people, potentially. We don't know what he's going to do this offseason. But I'm thinking if you go the route of building a team, you go with Hurley. But I still rather a veteran coach.
Building a team even with LeBron and AD? Are you saying, so if they build in Hurley, you trade away AD and LeBron?
To me, I don't know can you build with that?
No, I'm asking a question. I don't know.
No,
I'm not a Laker fan.
No, that's my
you're
question.
Not a Laker fan either right now. Just the last couple podcasts, but.
My Lakers are not in the finals. I can't pick them.
So anyway,
which one is the Pat Riley comparison? For Hurley or JJ?
I would say JJ from my perspective, right?
Okay,
because Pat Riley played underneath Randolph, the coach from the University of Kentucky, and just having that tutelage, you know what I mean? Like, and then going into the front office and being an assistant coach. At least JJ has Coach K, arguably one of the greatest coaches all time. He has him on the phone or text him, however you want to do it. He's been on ESPN. He has a podcast, so he's knowledgeable about the game. Maybe that's the route they want to take, opposed to that's that new shiny object of Danny Hurley winning 2 back-to-back championships. We've seen Calipari, we've seen Patino, we've seen Billy Donovan come into the league and not do anything. Brad Stevens, he was like, fuck it, I'm not even going to be a head coach. I'm going to move into the front office and build a team that way. So we've seen it where these coaches come from college and not be as successful, then also go back to college. They become successful. So for me, Danny Hurley, I mean, you shouldn't do that. It would be a desperation move if they did that for the Lakers. And that's not traditionally how they do things. Even though the last couple of years, they've been kind of like hit or miss on coaches. It's like the last 10 years, they haven't been consistent on coaches. Right. And that's not the Laker brand. Like, right. I know, like, what was it? Is it Jerry Buss, the brother? Like, Jeannie just initially got kind of like,
Buss.
Yeah, got back the reins. So it's like,
control. Yeah,
exactly. So it's like, hopefully she can kind of solidify this next move and it'd be a great move for going forward.
Mhm.
But you can't have these like one and done type of situations or two and done situations or embarrassment of like you firing a coach.
Do you think that
20 games into a
Do you
season?
think they've been doing it just to appease LeBron? Because that's kind of LeBron's track record. He's been in 9 finals with eight different coaches.
Bro, you can't at this point. It's like you got to do what's best for your franchise. You have an aging superstar.
Yeah.
Like you got to do what's best for your franchise.
So who do you think is better?
I mean, it all depends on the direction you want to go. To be honest with you, if AD is going to be your guy, maybe you bring in a JJ, or maybe you bring in a Dan Hurley. It just depends. Like you got to do this with LeBron not in mind.
I think it depends.
honest with you.
A lot is dependent on a lot of variables.
But
Like,
how
is
long is LeBron going to play? Though
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I
That's all.
said maybe 3-4 years and he's done.
You think more?
I will say.
I think
I
LeBron
will say
plays like maybe 3 years and he's done.
More at this level?
Ooh, how many?
That's a lot.
3? I think we get maybe 3.
How many minutes is he playing? You know what I mean? Like it's then who's taking up those minutes that he doesn't play?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot.
I mean,
It all depends on what you're going to do for free agency too this
Yeah,
year.
they've been talking about picking up a third superstar. So
So,
we'll see.
Yeah,
what
a lot of
happens.
different names. But I will say this: I work at UConn, and the consensus that a lot of people are saying they don't want Coach Hurley to leave, but they're also saying like if he leaves, it'll be good for him because this is when he's hot. Like he can strike while he's hot. Like this is going to be NBA money, life-changing money. So if it's offered, they're like, "Yo, take it."
It's not about the money though.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand, but the potential, like it's not college, it's NBA.
They say Hurley wants to leave a legacy, so the NBA is his goal. The Lakers have missed out on a couple coaches because of money, so they're going to try to pay him what they can, and UConn can't match. UConn is used to having coaches want to leave. They had, what was his name, Kevin Ollie?
Kevin Ollie was there.
Yep. So they've gone through this. UConn knows they can't keep him. If Hurley wants to leave, Hurley's gone.
But as a resident Laker fan, do you want Hurley?
You're giving me choices between people that I don't have a clear resume on. Hurley doesn't have an NBA resume. JJ doesn't have a resume as far as coaching.
And it's different, right? It's different when you're a college coach that's winning the title, right? And then you go to the NBA and like everyone makes more money than you. Every player is like how do you get their attention?
I mean, now I don't think the money will be an issue because the coaches in the NBA are making crazy money too now.
But the
Yeah,
thing is,
but
like,
it-
but JJ's been on multiple different teams, multiple different personalities that he has to deal with. He's a locker, you know what I mean? Like he's been in the locker, he's been in the
Yeah, but
trenches.
you haven't coached.
Of course, I'm just saying Danny Hurley hasn't done that part of it. You know what I'm saying? Been in,
But
like,
he's
in-
coached. They
Of
both
course.
right
But
now
college-
to me.
but again, college doesn't translate to the NBA.
More than
So
not
again,
coaching
so
does.
then how come Rick Pitino hasn't had success? John Calipari, they haven't had success.
You named 2 coaches. Brad Stevens had
But again,
success. Billy Donovan had success.
two coaches.
Quinn
Two and two.
Snyder had success. There's plenty of coaches that's had success. There's plenty of coaches with no prior coaching experience that have had success.
as a Laker fan, are you okay with just making the playoffs?
You want to win.
I want to win.
That's what I'm saying. Success doesn't like what did Quinn Snyder do? Did they do anything relevant?
No.
Exactly. Just because you win regular season or go into the playoffs,
But-
that doesn't make you a great.
So what coach
NBA
out there has done that?
All I'm saying is give JJ a shot because he's been in the trenches.
Because JJ has done it.
All I'm saying, give JJ because he's been ingratiated in the NBA culture.
Because he's won.
He's
Because
won.
he's
He's
pro-
been
because
to, okay.
No,
as a player,
it's the same argument that
as
you
a-
just gave
as
me.
a-
I'm
as a
returning
player-
it to him.
as a player,
That's
he's
what I'm
been to the NBA Finals and lost to you guys in the championship.
Yeah, in his second or third year.
Again,
he has
but
no
he's
resume
had
from that.
solid. He has solid coaches coaching him, and he has
a
coach.
NBA
He has
experience, yeah.
exactly
Mhm.
coach. Even Steve Kerr went into the front office, right, on the Spurs and also the Suns, and then he went. Look what he did with the Warriors. Granted, he had the Warriors,
I'm not saying
an
that.
up and coming team
Listen to what I'm saying
with no
is,
experience. Yes.
I'm not saying JJ doesn't have perks in his background that could help him with the job.
So you went Dan Hurley.
And I'm not saying Hurley doesn't have negatives, but right now we have no clear evidence that any one of them could do the job.
I'm asking, who do you want?
If I had to pick, I am more intrigued with Danny Hurley
Why?
because he's a coach.
As a Laker, are you going to be? How much time do you give him?
The next coach, I'm trying to give 10 years. I don't give a fuck.
No.
I'm trying
I'm
to
not
give you a
talking.
long
I'm not talking
leeway.
about contract, my nigga. I'm talking about definitive. Like how many fucking years are you going to give him?
10 years, nigga. That's what I just
So
said.
within 10 years, if y'all don't win shit, yeah, you still riding with him? After 2 years?
If he's
3 years?
if he's a good coach.
Stop it, Ronnie. You're gonna wait? Is it like you're gonna wait 10 years for a championship? 12 years for a championship?
If he's a good coach, we're not losing because of him. We're losing because of the players.
Frank Vogel won a champion. Y'all got him out of there. Darvin Ham took you out to the Western Conference Finals. Y'all got him out in the second year.
What are you asking me?
I'm just saying, if he doesn't sniff the playoffs, if he doesn't win, you're gonna ride with him for 10 years?
You asked me how long do I want the next coach to be? I want the next coach
in terms of a leash,
a prolonged coach.
A leash. How long of a leash are you giving him as a Laker fan?
If I feel like he's a good coach, I'm giving him a long ass leash.
Stop the cap.
I say like 5 years.
Well, to the point. So the potential is 8-year, $100 million.
Ooh.
8-year, $100 million. And he signed with UConn at the end of 2023 for $32 million for 6 years.
8-year, $100 million.
8-year potential $100 million.
I'm not leaving.
I'm getting the fuck up out of here.
I'm not leaving, bro.
8 years.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving UConn.
Granted, to your point, it doesn't even necessarily have to be about the money. It could also just be about the level. It's from college to
not,
NBA.
My nigga, you're talking about grown ass men. You got niggas that are my age, damn near. LeBron is damn near my age. Granted, he's the same age. Like him and JJ are the same age, but it's different talking to a college student athlete than it is grown men that have kids and have responsibilities and worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Can I give you another perspective? Which one's
better?
Let me just give you a different perspective and then just
in terms of
then tell me what you think about it this way.
Go ahead.
So you're talking to college students.
Yep.
In the snow in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking to grown men in the sun in LA.
All over the world.
But also you have the LA media, dog, that you have to deal with on a consistent basis.
Listen.
Bro, it's a different monster,
I'm
bro.
just asking you to look at it from my perspective. Do you want to be arguing with young men that are, may have maturity issues and teaching them how to become men in the snow in Connecticut?
I've done it already.
For $30 million, or do you want to take $100 million, shake your ass down to LA?
I don't want that Laker job.
Right.
If I could be honest, I wouldn't want the Laker job.
You hating, nigga.
I'm not hating at all.
You hating.
I'm not talking because it's just, again, it's the magnitude of it. That's what I'm saying. It's like you're dealing with arguably the greatest player of all time.
What is the greatest organization of all time in the NBA?
Y'all not like the fact that again.
All right.
Okay, so yes, greatest arguably, right? Yeah, the greatest organization, but also you have the greatest on the back half of his career.
Exactly. How many people are going to be able to say they coach LeBron? I mean, it's a lot, but how many?
What is that? That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. If I'm not
as a coach,
I want to win, right?
As a coach, though,
and you're in the back half of his career, he doesn't. What if we have conflict right out the gate?
Oh, you think?
What if it gels?
Listen, I know you personally.
It's not going to.
I know you.
Yep.
You're not the type of person to not do something because you're afraid of something that could happen. You're going to do it, and you're going to do it the best you can, and you're fearless. You're going to just do it because you believe in yourself and your own capabilities.
Yes. But
that's you.
Yes.
You trying to tell me that Hurley doesn't feel the same way. I can't ride with that.
It's different when you're in the driver's seat, dog. It's different.
Hurley is exactly. That's why I'm saying Hurley is not sitting there saying, "What if LeBron doesn't like me?" For $100 million,
bro,
I don't give a damn if he like me.
Okay, so then what if it doesn't work? In 2 years, we're revisiting this conversation again for a new head coach for the Lakers.
I failed.
But y'all got no championships, my nigga.
Okay, but it's not about.
That's okay.
Listen, as a fan,
I'm talking about y'all motherfuckers are fans.
Okay,
like as a fan, y'all okay with
that?
As
a fan, no.
Y'all dishing out $100 million to this nigga, and he doesn't prove results. Y'all okay with that?
But you're condemning it already, bro.
I'm not condemning. What if it doesn't? It doesn't happen. It's the Lakers.
And if it does,
all the teams are getting better.
I mean, how do you feel about it? Your team picked up Phil Jackson.
I didn't like it.
Yo, the only coach that I thought the Lakers had the last couple of years that I wasn't fond of, and that I didn't think was a good job, happened to be Byron Scott. After that, I'm not focused on this coach. I'm cool with every coach. I like Luke Walton. I was cool with Frank Vogel. I'm cool with Darvin Ham. I'll be cool with the next coach. Like, it's the players. It's the organization. It's the top to bottom.
It's a total team.
Nigga don't know,
thing,
man.
Yeah.
He a Knicks fan.
Maybe I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know, man. You don't know how to look at
So from the
organization
but
and
from
see
the
winning.
last couple seasons, we've had the same amount of coaches damn near, it seems like.
Yeah, except we got a championship.
Y'all got a lucky championship.
Whoa.
That's all.
That was
What
I say about the
What about the West?
We weren't good at all.
Yeah, so don't talk about bum ass Heat. Nigga, they came from your conference.
We went through the Western Conference.
And you know what?
Jokic was on that list.
Jokic.
Don't matter.
No, don't do that.
That was our
That's
17th championship.
What is
if you want to call the previous 16 lucky as well, then you gotta do that.
What have you done for me
call
lately?
the last one?
Yeah, this playoffs.
I'm sorry.
Y'all searching for a new coach?
But 2019 are in the playoffs, bro.
Are you searching for a new coach?
Yeah, to win our 18th.
Since when?
We'll get there before the Knicks do. I guarantee you that.
Our coach ain't gonna run us into the ground. Huh? Our coach ain't gonna run us into the ground.
Josh Hart was listening to the podcast. Shout out to the Pivot podcast.
The Knicks are practicing right now.
He said he changed his ways. He's not as in terms of grueling, in terms of practices.
It's more
he gotta say that. He gotta
the
say
Knicks
that
is practicing right now.
Go watch the pivots to get better next year. For next year,
Knicks doing suicides right now.
So it's just
G League, the two-way players,
it's all dependent
upon
who we got to sign back Hartenstein. We got to sign back OG.
You got to explain everything.
We're gonna be good, bro.
Nah, we ain't
gonna be
good. Going to OKC.
That's possible. And we just need Mitchell Robinson to be healthy. I mean, we're good, bro. We'll probably get somebody. We'll probably build in the draft.
I heard Mitchell Robinson, the NBA ain't for him. He keep getting hurt. He don't want to do this no more.
Hey, man. It is what it is. We got Jericho Sims in the wings and all that. He's just
we'll just keep naming names. Jericho Sims.
This is our roster.
This Jericho?
I mean, I'm sorry. I know my team. I'm sorry, guys. You know what I mean?
Jericho Sims.
And we got a head coach. We got a head coach with experience.
Don't be on the point dropping.
I'm just saying we got a head coach.
Yo,
we're not in search of anything right now.
Don't do that.
You know what I mean? But players.
Except we only acknowledge one Jericho.
Yo, that's crazy.
That's 1 year at a time.
Yo, we only acknowledge one Jericho on this podcast, right?
Not Ronnie though. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
We know that Jericho more than Jericho. What? Sims.
Jericho
Sim City.
He's a high
Jericho
flyer.
Sims.
He's a 7-footer that can jump out the gym. I think he just needed time, and I think next year is his time. So we'll see. You know what I mean? But Lakers ain't shit though.
Yo,
that's what I'm saying.
You wild for using Jericho Sims against the Lakers team.
I'm just saying in terms of youth, youth movement.
Jericho Sims.
Who do you okay? So let's break down your roster then. If we going to take it there.
Let's start.
What you mean?
Again, let's talk about your roster.
What about it?
Trash.
Yo,
our roster is not trash.
You know what we missing? We missing Jericho Sims.
So what happened? So what happened this year?
We lost to the defending champion.
But again, what happened?
We lost to the defending champion.
Was it players or was it coaching? Or was it both?
A little bit of both.
It was both.
I would start at the organization.
This is a very vindictive conversation.
It's not at all. I'm just asking a question.
Because
I'm asking a question, bro.
You can give them facts.
You know, it's different when injuries happen.
It's
different when injuries happen. That's why we should talk about it. A superior team.
Because you know it's part of the cycle.
When you lose to a superior team,
that's
right?
why y'all
lost to a superior team with less talent.
I never understood what my mom said. My mom used to tell me, you can't have certain conversations with everybody.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
Because some people just not on your level, right? Now I'm like, Ma, what do you mean by that? But not today. Thank you, Ma. By the way, she interrupted the podcast earlier. That's shout out to Mom.
Shout out to Mom.
Shout out to Mom Dukes.
She was definitely right. Like I can't entertain conversation.
What conversation? Like, we're having a legit conversation.
Listen, Mom,
your roster was trash.
Mom, you were right.
Yeah,
you was right, Mom.
Trash. Like you're not saying anything. Y'all just.
We don't have to say anything. What do you want?
I don't even know why we're talking about this, man. Fuck the Lakers, man. Knicks is 6, B. You know what I mean? But anyway, on the game point, you know what I'm saying?